If you're looking to get into bricklaying, these are some essential bricklaying tools that you need before you start laying any bricks. I've been laying bricks for almost 9 years now, so all these tools that I use every single day. I'm just going to go over what they are and what they do, and hopefully you can find something useful out of this. So let's get started. So to kick things off, we have the bricklaying trowel. This is the most essential tool in bricklaying. You can't lay bricks without the trowel, although you can if you really want to. But this is what I use. There are plenty of options on the market. My one in particular, I use the W Rose narrow London trowel. It is a 10-inch. I'm pretty sure you can buy shorter than this, but I know it goes up to 13 inches. Me in particular, I use a 10 because I think it's a good balance between a small trowel and a big trowel, and also because it's narrow, I can easily fit between the string line and the frame. Most of our work is veneer. Veneer basically means we're laying our bricks to the frame. This is what I use, and we're going to go on to the next tool. Okay, so the next tool is the spirit level. This is probably the second most important tool in bricklaying because we are trying to make all our work level. This is exactly what we use to do that. The main one that I use is a 1200, but when we're doing the first few courses, sometimes I like to use the 600. Once we build the wall to 20, 21 courses, we check the wall with a 2-meter level. So it's this one. I wouldn't say this is essential, but definitely the first two, you definitely should have them. But this is also good for checking the wall at the end. Okay, so the next tool I'm going to show you is the brick hammer. We use this for many things, but the main things that we use it for is to cut the seals. All our brick seals, we just use the hammer. If the bricks are really hard to use, we'll use a saw, but most cases, because they're wire cuts, we'll use a brick hammer. Spoiler alert, we also use it with the brick bolster to obviously hit the bolster down to cut our bricks. For other use cases as well, we will clean the rebate and just clean anything that is in our way to lay our bricks. Okay, so for the next tool, we have the brick bolsters. You can see I've got 2 bolsters in my hand. For this one, I use for cutting bricks. This one I also use for cutting bricks as well, but sometimes if I'm cleaning off mortar, if I'm taking out bricks, I'll use this because generally it can fit through tighter areas, kind of like a chisel basically. But if we're just talking about using bolsters for brick cutting, I'll use this instead. Okay, so moving on to the next tool, we have the string line and the line blocks. There are many blocks on the market. These ones specifically are just from Bunnings. They're a small rubber line block. You can also get large plastic ones, which I'm not really a fan of because I think it covers the entire profile when you're trying to look for the gauge mark. You can also get plastic, like small plastic ones. You can also get dory blocks, which are completely different to these and also the big plastic ones. I think to simplify it, this is what I use. As long as I hook on to the profile, your brickwork, and the string line doesn't snap, I think you should be good to go with whatever you use. Okay, so next we have the brick jointers. There are many options, but the ones that I use, this is I believe it's a Marshalltown. It's so worn out, but this is the Marshalltown brick jointer. There is 4 barrels that come with this. I'm using the smallest set. I believe it's 13 mil and 16 mil. This is the 13 mil. This is the 16. I use them for the perps. So if we look behind me, I use them for them like that. When I go through the beds, I use this, which is a plastic sled joiner, I believe. I use this to go through all the beds like that. It also comes with 2 different sizes as well. There is a smaller side, I don't know if you can see that, and then there's a bigger side. Generally, that's my preference. I'll use it until it wears out, and then I'll just replace the barrel, and then the same goes for this. That is what I use for jointing my brickwork, and I think it's quite effective. Okay, so another tool that we use, which is more common in Australia, is actually the Dutch jointer. Some people call it a Dutchie, some people call it a weep hole cleaner. The reason why it's called a weep hole cleaner and not a Dutch joiner, for me personally, is because we use it to clean weep holes and also expansion joints. It's used basically for cleaning out any sort of holes that have mortar in them. I know people around the world who use this will argue, because it's actually not how you're supposed to use this. This is actually supposed to be used like this. But here in Australia, we actually don't use it like that. We actually just use it to clean out weep holes. That's why I call it a weep hole cleaner. And that is basically all we use for this tool. Okay, so this is probably one of my more favorite tools to use, and this is the Dutch pin. The reason why I use it is because I use it as both a line pin and also what it's meant to be used for, which is putting in profiles. How we use it, we basically stick it in the brickwork like that, generally an internal corner. We sit the profile on top. Sometimes we could put it on the side. And then basically this flap, when you hit it in with a hammer, it holds the profile in place. So that's the main use. And then the second use is obviously you would use it like a string line. So I would just roll it up like that, same as a line pin, and basically put it into the brickwork. I like this, hit it in, and it works as a line pin as well. I use it like that. I know a lot of people don't. They would rather use a line pin. I don't actually own any line pins because of this. So I just rely on these, and I think they're quite handy. Okay, so a specific tool to bricklaying, which is quite handy, is the brick tape. This works exactly like a normal tape. You've got all your numbers on the tape like this. The only difference is that there's more marks on there to give you your brick gauges. So if I just look at it, you can see that there's lines on the gauge, on the tape, and they're basically your gauges. The straight line is the main one that we use, which is 86 mil, 76 mil for the brick, and then 10 mil for your mortar. But it's also got other marks on there as well. So different symbols for different gauges. So when I'm setting up profiles, when we start, I usually use this tape to check all my brickwork to see if it works full bricks. Generally, you want to work full bricks and not splits at the bottom. So this is probably the most handy thing that I've got out of the tools that I've shown you. So definitely get one of these if you can, in replacement of a regular tape. If you're doing bricklaying, I would highly suggest you get one of these. Okay guys, so before I close out the video, I just wanted to give some honorable mentions. To start off, you need your ruler. You have to always keep this in your pocket because it comes in handy all the time. You can work out cuts. You can also work out, measure to the profile. When you're setting profiles, you can measure off the frame. Generally it's 150. You can measure off literally anything just to make sure your brickwork is in the right place. And the other use for it as well is that when you have expansion joints and you don't have a expansion rod to put into the expansion, generally you just throw this in there temporarily so that you've got something in there to butt up against. You also need a knife to cut your DPC, to cut paper, to fit the DPC underneath. You can cut your brick packs, literally cut anything. They come in handy as well, and I keep this in my pocket all the time. It is also essential that you need a marker to obviously mark the profiles. You can use a pencil, you can use a marker. There's also other things that you can use, but I generally stick to a marker. It is the clearest to see, and it's obviously handy. And I always keep it in my pocket. Okay, so just one more tool. This is not essential, but I'd like to give it a special shout out because it has helped me for the last year. It's just so handy, but I'm talking about the pocket laser. This is a tiny laser, as you can see, and I use this to set all my gauge marks. I can also transfer marks across distances. I can't go too far with this because it's obviously not a powerful laser, but because it can fit in my tool bag, it's become handy. If I really want to check something, if it's level, then I'll just grab this, especially if it's over a distance and my 1200 or my 2 meter can't actually reach. I just quickly set this using the buttons on here or the switch, and it's good to go. So it's also magnetic as well. So I just hook it to the profile or clamp it to the profile and it just stays there. And then I can slide it down if I need to find out exactly what mark I'm looking for. Okay guys, so I hope you found something useful from this video. If you did, make sure you drop a thumbs up and also comment down below what you want to see next. But that is it from here. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.